Alex Parks. Originally I'm from Washington State. 50 years old. My wife and I moved out here back in 1994 after we graduated from college, and just to kind of get our start and put down roots, as it were, although I don't know that we really thought about putting down roots when we first moved out here, but we just kind of got here and stuck. So we've been out here ever since. So I started CrossFit back in 2015, October 2nd, actually. I remember the date even that I started. And so I'm coming up on 6 years. When I started CrossFit, because back in 2015 I'd kind of reached my low point as far as my physicality was concerned. I was 260 plus pounds. I remember going to the doctor that year, and I was already on like a daily medication for gout. He started talking to me about all sorts of other things, like that I was pre-diabetic, that my cholesterol was high, that my blood pressure was getting high. And so the conversation started around all of the medications that I was probably going to need to be on if things did start to change for me. My wife is very much a very outdoorsy person. I like to be outdoors. She really loves to go hiking and trail walking and all this kind of stuff. I just remember we were on a trail, walking a trail that we'd walked, before, and we didn't even get a mile into it, and I just realized how dead tired I was. And that day, I literally couldn't finish. Yeah, the first day, I actually remember that quite vividly. Part of the workout that day, part of the warm-up was they used the song Bring Sally Up, and it was a squat workout, right? And pretty much everybody else in the class had like an empty barbell on their back or something like that. He just had me put a PVC pipe across my back so I could have something to hold on to. And if you're not familiar with the workout, the whole workout is that they say bring Sally up, bring Sally down, you do a squat. So you squat down and you hold it in the squat when they say bring Sally down, and then you don't stand up again until they say bring Sally up. And when you're standing up, you're not up for very long before they're saying bring Sally down again. Anyway, it's 3 minutes of torture. So I remember that one quite vividly. As far as my health goes, I mean, within the first 3 months that I was here, I mentioned that I was on a daily gout medication for that. Well, at one point in time, like, I ran out of that medication, and I've always been very bad about taking medications anyway, but I ran out of that one. I noticed over time, usually like when I'd run out of it, it would be like a matter of days before I'd have a flare-up or something like that, and I noticed that I wasn't having flare-ups anymore. I've been off that medication ever since. So December of 2015, I think, was about the last time I took any of that, and I haven't taken anything since, and I haven't had a flare-up since then. Within the first 3 months, I probably lost about at least 10 to 15 pounds, and it literally changed nothing else about my lifestyle. It was just working out, getting my body moving, and that thing. My favorite part about CrossFit? That's a good question. For me, my favorite part about CrossFit is really the community. I have equipment and stuff at home that I can use to work out with, and I do occasionally, but I'm very much a group suffering type of person. I've been involved in team sports. The better part of my youth was involved in team sports, and even as an adult, I did some 15 plus years of martial arts training and stuff like that, and so that is also in a group, and so I just found myself that I'm more committed to something if I know that there are other people that are going to be there suffering with me, especially people that I've come to know and trust and like, and that kind of thing. Definitely the biggest misconception about CrossFit is that you have to be some kind of physical superhero in order to come in and do it. And I think a lot of that perception is gained from people like watching the CrossFit Games, right? And so, I mean, of course, at the Games you have the physical elite who are out there performing and doing these exercises and stuff, and people look at that And while they may think it's amazing, they see that and they go, wow, that's really cool. I could never do CrossFit because there's no way that I could do that. And it's interesting because I just recently had a conversation with a guy about that very thing. And what I tell people is that, you know, while yeah, the elite people who will do that kind of stuff, but the thing is, nobody throws you into a workout like that and expects you to do what they're doing, right? So, you know, it's everything is scalable. Everything needs to be scaled. You know, because there's no merit in throwing someone into a workout like that with weight that's too heavy for them to move, or a movement that's too hard for them to perform. So, you know, it only makes sense to scale things back so that they can do that. They can get a workout in that's going to be good for them and it's going to help them reach a goal, possibly of hitting some of those bigger weights or those you know, more difficult movements and stuff in the future. But you know, you don't have to be able to do all that in order to start in. You know, it's not a requirement. Start. Just come in, try it out. You know, I think CHC is a great place to come in and do that. But you know, I know that there are very capable coaches, you know, all over the place out there. And I would just suggest go in, give it a run. You know, talk to the coaches. You know, do a class, and you know, let them help you. You know, do it and do the exercises, and you know, scale the movements if you have to, scale the weight, or you can be like me for like the first 2+ years that I worked out here. Some exercises I did no weight at all. Overhead squats were my main for literally about 3+ years, until I started developing the mobility to hold a bar overhead with weight on it. And I used up PVC pipe, you know, for that. So, you know, if you're afraid that people are going to look down their nose at you because you have to use a PVC pipe or no weight at all or something like that, that's, you know, that's simply not true. They're here to help you get better. And if you wait until you get better before you come in here, then you'll probably never come.